Welcome back to Crypto Talk, guys. It's been a while. Took a nice hiatus the past fall. I am now back. Wanted to run down some things with you. I have a dead chart in front of you from the Bitcoin BLX chart. So I'm still using this even though this chart is not updating anymore, and I'll show you why. I've had literally the entire inception of Bitcoin mapped on this for the 4-year cycle. And I'm still using this data, and unfortunately it still holds true. We had a projected market cycle top in October of 2025. Well, we got that. We had the roughly 121,000 or 124,000 based on the chart you're looking at. And I'm still making my deductions based off of this chart. So I have here laid out the projected market cycle low from 2022 I laid out, which is October of 2026. So I'm still expecting the low to be in by then. It doesn't have to be that capitulation low at that point in time. But I am expecting at some point in time in the next 1 to 3 months, we're going to have some kind of liquidation event or a global event like the Iran war or the Ukraine war cause one last drop. And I'll get into the daily chart here for Bitcoin in a second, but I wanted to at least lay out what this shows. And quick shout out to our channel sponsor, NAMI Trading. I have a 50% code there. I will put the link in the description of this video. But moving forward, these guys have been kind enough to offer me the lovely trading indicators at the bottom. Much more in depth and faster than Market Cipher B. You've got bullish and bearish divergences. Money flow is more accurate. And it is about 1 to 2 bars faster than Market Cipher B. So not only are you getting faster trading, you're just getting more accurate data. All right, moving on from that. So outside of the projected market cycle low, from low until the Bitcoin halving cycle is about 540 days. You can see that over here, the dotted lines. Every time we have that, it's about the same. So from the Bitcoin halving to the all-time high, or the projected market cycle high, on average is about 540 days. We can kind of map that out. But anyways, what I'm looking at here is a projected market cycle top in September of 2029, and the next bear market low is in 2030. So I think we've got somewhere between now and October to really DCA. Personally, I'm looking for low leverage longs on Bitcoin and other alts. Once I see that capitulation, that could be June, July, August. Historically speaking, August and September are extremely bearish regardless of what year you look at for Bitcoin since its inception. Crypto is usually crap in the summertime here in the United States. Basically speaking, everyone's on vacation. No one's paying attention to the chart. So the liquidity is low. The volume is low. And that leads to usually the big boys playing around with market manipulation more than normal. The Clarity Act coming through Congress in the United States is going to be a big push. It gives us a regulatory clarity on what projects can do within the overarching sandbox of the legal terms. So what's security, what's not a security, all that fun stuff. So we're finally catching up to the rest of Europe and Asia, who have great regulatory clarity on top of the UAE, Abu Dhabi. They all have a great map of what you can and can't do for security. So moving on to Bitcoin on the daily chart, we have it head and shoulders playing out. So for 2 months, I've had a target of about $55,000. We have not touched that yet. We have the large market cycle 618 fib line coming in at 57,607. And I'll try to keep this video short. So it's not like 25 minutes, but luckily I talk a lot, so it probably will be. We have 50% of the $19.2 billion order block coming in roughly around the 55,969 mark. Somewhere in this general range is where I think we're going to see a natural bottom. The question becomes, can we go lower due to a liquidation event like we had back in October, where all of us, including myself, got hosed on several trades, usually several large trades. So if you got hosed in October, you're not alone. I was one of them. You really can't control certain things that do happen. Either you get stopped out or you get liquidated on a trade. So once things start cascading, there's no stopping that, and there's no real big sign that it's supposed to stop at certain levels, and that's where most of us got screwed. So levels that previously held just got blown through just because the amount of billions above you. They just got liquidated and were stopped out, just kept selling the price down. So we already had a nice a cascading event here. So we never did reach back up to my rejection point up here at roughly 113,000. We never had a dead cat bounce. We're just straight rolling over. So Bitcoin is primed in the next 1 to 2 months to actually start forming a bottom once we have a capitulation. We did finally on some charts take out this low here at 50. What is that now? It's at 60,000 basically. So we did hit 59 on most charts. I would like to see at least 55. I have these dotted lines here. I think without having a cascading event, you could probably see a natural 48,907 potentially. But I want to see this order block taken out at 55,879, which is a roughly, like I said before, 19.2 billion, 50% of that. So you're looking at 8 billion in liquidity to grab. So I don't see why the market can do that. You have a huge head and shoulders here, like in a bear flag. So this is the projected bear flag market cycle move is down to 57,909.098. Excuse me, it's early in the morning here. All right, moving on to silver. Before getting into crypto, I was a silver bug. I still stack silver coins. I'm a coin trader. I say coin collector by trade. We're in a falling channel, so this is actually bullish by nature. We have not retested the previous all-time high back from, I should say, the previous breakout point back here, October, when crypto broke out. I would like to see that. It's also the bottom end of this channel, and it's also the 200 simple moving average. So somewhere in that 56 to 54 range, I think could be the bottom for silver. And then we're going to start kind of meandering up through. When we're going to break out, I have no idea. I have the best case scenario sometime at the end of August is when silver could potentially make the top of this range again. Just be careful. You've got 1, 2, 3 touches here. If that's the case, that's good. The question becomes, can you break out once you get up here? Chart wise, you're hoping so if it's a bullish move, and so far it still looks like one. We'll have to wait and see. Gold, same thing. Let me take these stupid moon phases off of this thing. We have not tested the lower end of the range, which is down here at $3,600. That would be a massive scare move. It would also take out the liquidation hiding underneath the $3,900 mark. Silver actually has a better looking chart in my opinion. While this is a stronger falling wedge, which usually has stronger reactions, but as you know, if gold pumps, silver is going to pump usually with it. Same thing, end of August is kind of what I'm expecting potentially to hit the top of this channel. What happens then is beyond me. All right, moving on to AVAX. So every alt outside of Ethereum is in a downward spiral. So the question becomes, with AI in the future, how do these other smaller blockchains and other use cases come into factor? And to be honest with you, don't know what's going to survive, but I do know that at least the ones I'm going to talk about are decent and probably have a high chance of survival. So to me, anywhere between the $5 mark, and if you get really lucky, you want to come out, take out the local low from the original date of launch at $2.78. That would be a good buying opportunity. Still not bad to buy DCA here. This is cheaper than I bought it years ago, 2022, 2023, down at $8. So I think at an average buy of like 806 to 822. And that was a, let's see here. That was a 600% return on your investment. Although this did not perform like I expected, it just kept continuing down. So this is more of a multi-cycle play out. The way this is going, it never retested its all-time high. If it did, from this point on, let's just say this low is in. This is why I'm keep harping on these smaller coins, because the returns are just silly. So you're looking at 2,500% to get back to its old all-time high. And I still had some targets up here that have yet to be touched. Will they happen? I'm assuming at some point in time, as crypto goes from this $250 billion market cap to 2.5 trillion. It's going to be the payment rails for AI. So when AI automation and AI agents start working with each other, they're going to have to use payment rails on crypto. So blockchain is not going anywhere. The question becomes, where do you position yourself with the right assets? Moving on to Ethereum. We have, actually Ethereum looks really good overall on the monthly. We have not taken out the low at $1,381. I would like to see that. Nice capitulation candle, take that low out, test the overarching macro 786 out here, $1,230. That would be a good buy signal, in my opinion. There's a ton of order blocks in here too. This is also the monthly chart. You can see we had a hidden bullish divergence here, which did not play out. It got rejected off of the 20 EMA here on the monthly. But I do see consolidation, just like with Bitcoin. I think between now and October, you're going to have the bottom in whatever that is. It could, if it doesn't take out the low, it's even better. It's even more of a bullish case for Ethereum. And then you're going to be kind of setting up for a nice bottom turn here for a bull flag. So I had a bunch of boxes up here for rejection points, just like with Bitcoin. Those never got touched. All right. InGen. So this is actually the bullish chart I've seen. Everything else has been like in a downward spiral. This one has, because of its technology aspect, has really been on the up and up. So pay attention to this one. Add this one to your box to watch. I don't know what to say. The chart is quite impressive compared to most. This is not in a downward spiral. This one's on the up. This one has like a bullish trend, currently speaking. I would like to see a back test of the yearly open, which is $4.16. Currently, it's sitting at $4.50. So be a nice little buying opportunity. Fib-wise, from top to bottom here, you're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of... Yeah, you're sitting on the 618 currently. The 786 is down at $3.73. The way this coin has been performing, I don't think that's going to happen. But we will wait and see. Sui. Sui is just like with Avalanche. It's in like a downward spiral. It has not taken out the previous low like Avalanche has. So I still have a target somewhere around the 46-cent mark. Currently it's 70 cents. Anything in this range is great. This is already almost 50. It's 34% of the way through the almost $4 billion liquidation. Liquidity order block sitting there. So this is a great time to DCA if you believe in this coin. Rural Pal is a huge believer in this, also an early investor. So this is something that is worth looking into. If you bought it now and it went up to the all-time high again, another solid 700% return on your money. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. So going down to Cardano, I still think Cardano has space. It's just going to be one of these long-term plays. He's really focused on Africa as the continent, as the unbanked. I think that's another big play for Bitcoin as well. So, and also crypto wallets. You have these large African countries that relatively have crappy fiat currencies. Not that fiat currencies in general are very good, but this is going to give an opportunity for the average person who doesn't have a bank account to just have a crypto wallet and do transactions with crypto. So I'm looking at 8 cents is the capitulation low for ADA here. It's our Cardano. So I'd like to see that. If you hit the 2618, that would be a 9,000% return. So in all of these cases, really Cardano has the best return on your investment if it performs the way it does. If it just goes back to the all-time high, you're still looking at 3,500%. Technology is pretty top for Cardano, so I will say that it's pretty. They've got good stuff, so I don't see them going anywhere. We'll have to wait and see. So the U.S. dollar tether, we watched this as an inverse relationship to crypto and Bitcoin. So it looks like it's getting close to topping out, or if it already hasn't topped out, I think it'll probably top out right around the same time crypto bottoms between now and October. You've got a 2 top here. Usually you're looking for a 3 top. So you had a 1, 2, and a 3 over here. You're usually looking for another one here. So very similar to this one. This one has taken liquidity above this last wick, so this could be coming on its way down as well. We will have to wait and see, but so far so good. Volume's dropping off. I like what I see there. Bitcoin dominance, this chart I think has changed a ton. I don't think it's going to drop the way it used to, so we may have to use this as a barometer in a different way. So our expectations may need to be tempered a little bit. I think we're going to see 50% of the drop we saw previously. But as you can see, we had a nice rising wedge here that did break down. Breakout point from this would have been 50%. Are we going to get there? I don't know. We're hanging just below the 236 fib level, and we have right below us the 382 fib level coming in at 55.37. That may be it. I mean, in bullish market structures, this could be the level to stay above. So you may not drop much lower. But I'm kind of looking same thing, like March of 27 is kind of when this should be, and it's death spiral. So we'll have to wait and see. We want to see this continue to drop, because if this drops off, crypto goes up. So we want to see this continue to drop, just like the DXY, which I'll get to in a second. Stocks, well, I want to be very careful. I think this could be the capitulation event for crypto. If stocks drop 20% like I'm showing here, from the top of that wedge to the bottom of that wedge, it would get ugly. But stocks just don't operate the way crypto does. It's just always going up and to the right, because fiat currencies are currently devaluing, and nobody wants to be in a fiat currency. They want to be in an asset that continues to go up. So the trillionaires and billionaires keep pushing the stock market up to increase their returns on their investment, and then buy actual real world assets like real estate. So this is likely going to continue to come up, but I don't see a reason why we can't come back down and retest the yearly open at 68.90. And if it does that, that is somewhere in the neighborhood of a 10.5%, let's call it 10.5% drop. The stock market drops 10.5%. You know, crypto is going to drop 30%. So this is why I'm not ruling out Bitcoin not hitting the upper 30s, because if there is a capitulation event in the stock market, crypto is just going to freaking flash crash. And if that's the case, that's what I'm looking for in terms of a buying opportunity. So if Bitcoin can get its butt down into the 38 range, which is also another fib level down here. So the 786 here on Bitcoin is coming in at 39,115. That would be a roughly, let's take a look. From today's price, roughly another 37% drop. That would absolutely scare the crap out of everybody, and that would be the best buying opportunity. And it kind of reminds you of COVID. All right, guys, with that said, nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, Hibbiter Crypto Blackwall on Twitter. You have my Patreon page if you need some private one-on-one TA coaching and strategy. Thought processes, the tools I use, how I use them, how I enter trades, how I exit trades. If you need the NAMI, or NAMI, how you pronounce it, trading indicator, which is, again, faster and has more data than market Cipher, be at 50% the price. You have my code. It's Mongo50. But I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Love you all.